Hi, everyone. Just a quick heads up before we dive into today's episode. We want to just announce a quick trigger warning. Today's episode discusses sensitive topics, including domestic abuse. So please take care of yourself while listening and feel free to skip ahead if needed. Okay. Sending you much love. Welcome back to another episode of After We Wrap, the show that's all about who we are when the cameras stop rolling. I am your host, Gabriella Ortiz. And today we have a very special friend. And in fact, we've been trying to get coffee for the longest time. And this magically worked out because I guess Shane reached out to her without me knowing. And then it was like, hey, never mind. We're just going to do a podcast today. No coffee. So
this is the entertainment business version of coffee. Now it's doing a podcast.
You know what? That's pretty
so
funny.
much more fun.
So you have seen our guest in so many amazing projects. She's running the Sepulveda home, which we'll talk about it. And she's also part of the Latinas Acting Up. Our guest today is Sara Portillo.
Yeah. Thank you
girl.
for having me. Hi.
Thank
I'm so
you for
happy
being
to be
here.
I really am. We were really going to go get coffee
Yes,
today. And then you said, oh, I guess you're my next guest. I'm like, yes, I am. Surprise.
Well, funny. I was going to say like, oh, hey, Sara, I forgot. Today is podcast day. Can we meet up for coffee another day? And it ended up being...
And I should have brought you coffee. Sorry.
You know what? Let's make some coffee right now.
We need coffee.
It's about that time. What time is it? Yeah, it's 1 o'clock.
Do you want coffee?
I'll probably do some matcha in a little bit. I'm in this matcha kick.
Are you?
lately.
I'll try that. I usually do black coffee.
Oh, heck yeah.
You want some black coffee?
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Coffee. Thanks.
All right. You know the cafeteras right there.
Thank you. Wow. We like this.
I trained him well.
Yes, you did.
He's still learning Spanish though, but
that's okay. I'm not a fluent Spanish speaker, so you can teach both of us.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, Sara, again, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So how did you get your start in the entertainment business?
Ooh.
Take us back.
Yeah, I'll take you back, but it's going to go back to when I was about 20. No, actually. So
10 years ago.
Yeah. Last year. Actually, I'm going to break any stereotypes in Hollywood, and I'm 46 years old. I'm proud to be 46 years old.
Yes.
I am coming back into this at the perfect age. And I hear a lot of women that don't want to say their age because they get typecast or whatever. I'm like, to hell with it. Like, this is me. So I've been acting my whole life as a child, just I'm a creative. And I went to Hollywood High School, Performing Arts Magnets.
Oh, shit.
I took the school bus from San Pedro, have you guys been to San Pedro?
I don't
Probably
think
not.
so.
No one ever has.
I don't.
Long Beach? You know where
Yes,
Long Beach is?
Long
It's right
Beach.
next to Long Beach. So it's the port of Los Angeles.
Okay.
I took the school bus there to Hollywood High School every day from 9th to 12th grade. I got on that bus at 5 a.m. to get there by 8, and I was home at 6 p.m. every day.
Oh my God.
It was grueling,
Yeah.
but it was some of the best times of my life.
Aww.
And I got the most amazing training from a teacher there that I hold very dear to my heart, Mr. Robert Cox. He's since passed, but I talk to him all the time, and I'm like, be with me on this journey. So I did a lot of theater and ended up teaching for the last 20 years children. I started my own children's theater company.
What?
Yes, I love teaching children.
That's so cool.
Yes, so I have a passion for children's theater, and I did a lot of those productions for kids.
Okay.
I got out of the industry. Oh, let me take it back to when I was about 22. I don't know, a long time ago. I did a film called, got a small role, but I was able to get Taft Hartley into the union. My first job off the street, which is great. Casted by Mary Vernell, Betty May Casting, and it was called The Virgin of Juarez with Isa Morales and Minnie Driver.
Oh, wow.
It was the only project I ever did that was union. Got Taft Hartley, kept my eligibility for 20 plus years, and got married and had kids. So I literally started, left the business, came back to it.
Okay.
Kept myself busy in between with the Sepulveda home, which we can talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
And just as active as I could, but I was in a marriage where it was just not supported.
Oh,
it was somebody that did not want to see me shine, which you cannot relate to clearly.
Right. But I mean, I cannot now, but I can in the past. Yes,
Yeah. So I got stuck in one of those where it was just like, no,
yeah,
no. And then it got to the point where it was like, can I? And it was like, no. And it took me a really long time to get out of it.
Yeah.
And when I finally did, the first thing I did was call SAG-AFTRA. And I said, "Am I still eligible?" And I remember the phone call clearly. I was, ooh, I was very emotional because it was a really bad marriage and it was a horrible ending. And my kids were looking at me. And your toes look cute, by the way.
Oh,
Cute
thank
pedicure.
you. Thank you. I just did my
You
manis
like
and
that
petties.
color?
These are just like little FYI. These are the colors of our wedding. 'Cause it's next week, our 2-year anniversary.
Is
And so I
it?
did
Oh, I
a
love
little homage to our,
Aww.
and this was like in the invitation design. I was
Did
like,
you know that did you acknowledge that?
I
she had to
showed
bring it up,
him
and then I recognized it.
and I
Okay,
went,
good.
"Do
You
you
need
recognize these
acknowledgement always.
colors?" And he recognized
Good.
them.
Okay. Hence the reason you're
Yeah,
the
it wasn't.
husband.
I didn't just say, "Yeah, I recognize him."
He did take a moment. He was like, "Wait a second, I know this." So I did see it in his
Excellent.
face. Yeah.
Okay, good. Very
It was
cute.
very nice.
Very
Extra
cute.
points, yeah.
Yes, extra points. I'll be doing that a lot.
Love
Sorry.
it.
I'm an
Call him
assessment.
out. This is what I
I'm
call
being,
him out.
I'm being
This is my
judged.
side
I
hustle.
feel it. I feel it.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, where was I?
So you call SAG.
called SAG and they said you're eligible. And
Oh.
and I hung up the phone. I started crying and
Oh
I
my
said,
gosh.
and it was not something that I necessarily wanted to do. But I was at a point where it was like I was a stay-at-home mom for 17 years. Okay. I ran my family business. I never finished college. I felt helpless and hopeless. And I made the mistake of counting on somebody to financially take care of me because I thought I could.
Yeah.
And of course,
Yeah.
you find out you're kind of, out of luck.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, go back to my resources. What do I do? What do I do? Well, let me just call SAG. Let me see. And my daughters were like, SAG? What's that? I'm like, how sad that you don't even know,
Yeah.
like what I can do, who I am,
Yeah.
who I was.
Yeah, they don't know
They
that part
don't
of
know.
you. Yes.
They saw me teaching kids, but that was just, again, a way for me to stay connected
Sure.
because I couldn't do anything else. But they didn't know that I'm supposed to be the one shining. It was a very suppressed situation. And when I explained to them, I said, "You watch. You just freaking watch. This is what a woman can do when she's
Yeah.
not held down in chains,
Right.
okay? And B, what your mama can do,
Mm-hmm.
and C, what a Latina woman can do. You'll
Yeah.
see."
Yeah.
And they looked at me like, okay, desperation in their eyes, and rejoined. And I think within 9 months, I booked my first national commercial, and it was the
Wow.
Pepsi Bad Bunny commercial.
Stop.
Yes, it was. I know. I was so excited to tell you that because I know you're a big fan. Yes, I did.
Hold on, we need to pull it up, babe. When you
Yes.
get back to the computer,
Yes.
we can pull it up.
Yes,
Oh
it was.
my
It was the
God.
one, the pool one where there was a lot of
Yes.
us. We were Bad Bunny's aunties. We were Bad Bunny's tias. In which, again, I'm like,
Amazing.
screw it. I'm in my 40s.
Amazing.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. They put me in this big orange hat and had us out by the pool. It was hot. Oh my gosh. Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate that.
And
oh my
then
God, and it
look,
looks
on
so
top of
good.
that,
Oh,
this is that
that's
she
right.
believed she could, so she did.
Okay, let's take a.
Because she
That's
did.
right. Thank you. That's exactly right.
Oh my gosh.
So it was literally within the first, I would say, I want to say it was like the first year of
That's
rejoining.
awesome.
Still no, at that time, no representation. And then I got an agent and she helped me get that.
Okay.
So that was the biggest confidence booster.
I'm
I think I
sure.
met.
And then on top of that,
On
Bad
top
Bunny.
of that was freaking
Like,
Bad Bunny. Dave Myers was the director. Mia
Mm.
Barnes. I was like, hell yeah, I got this. I got this.
wow.
And it was a
So
moment.
which one is it? Is it this
Okay.
first one?
Yeah, you can barely see me, but I
This
see
is
me.
it?
I
Yeah.
see me though. In the orange hat, you'll see. Oh, I still talk to. Oh, is that the short version?
Is it?
Yeah, I think that's a short version. There's a longer one. There, you'll see me. There it is.
There it is. I see it. I see her. Oh my
That
gosh.
split second. Oh, that split second.
That's all you need.
That's all I need. Paid the bills.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Gave me some street credit.
Yes.
And made my family go, yes, thank God. Let's
And
get her out. Let's get her going.
There she is. And you
Yeah.
saw Benito.
I saw
And
Benito. He is so.
Was he nice?
Yes. And professional. Very
Yeah.
professional.
Yes.
Very serious. Quiet.
Mhm.
Didn't talk to me. Just, he had his entourage around him.
Yeah.
Very,
What song was
Look
it?
at how
What song
I
is this,
forget.
babe? Can you
I don't
turn it
Okay,
up?
remember.
we can't play.
Oh, we
That's
can't
okay.
play
I
it?
can't
Okay.
remember. But I still talk to a lot of those people that I met on site. It
Yeah.
was my first time literally back in front of a camera since
Yeah.
I was younger, and it was like, dude, to get that, like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Good
Oh
feeling.
my gosh.
Super
Good
cool.
That is
feeling.
so
Yeah.
cool.
And so that was all I needed just to get my,
Mhm.
get the juice flowing
Yeah.
and get the confidence back up. And then the strike came like,
Of course.
yeah,
Yeah. The strike.
yeah, the strike
Yeah,
came
that
like right
strike.
after. So I didn't even get really like revved up as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
But it was for me the biggest blessing
Mm.
because coming to those picket lines and meeting
That's where we met. Well,
everybody.
that's pretty much, and that's not where, I guess that's where our
But our
paths
people,
crossed, and
yeah.
and we started like realizing how many Latinas are in the industry that we
God.
don't know.
Yes, so
of.
many
And then Latinas Acting Up was
formed.
born,
Yes.
and it brought us together.
Yes, and this is a fun story that I'll share.
Mm.
At this point, one commercial, still going through a really nasty divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to sell our house, and I was sleeping on my mom's couch in her room. So it was still just a very, oh my God, survival mode type thing.
Yeah.
I re-enrolled in school. At this point, I never finished my associates. So I was in school to get my associates. I got my associates in paralegal studies. Going for my bachelor's. I'm like, screw it. I have to. My kids are watching. I have to do it all. I have to do it all. And then strikes hit. And I hear about Latinas Acting Up. Actually, there's no name for it now. I just hear, because I'm looking on social media, that there's a group of Latinas that are picketing outside of Warner Brothers Studios, and they sing and dance and raise their chancla.
Yes.
And I'm looking at who's there, and the first person I saw was like on film, I think it was the news, was Jess Garcia, and I'm like,
Yes.
and then I see Constance Marie,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so funny because now that I like am around you guys, I see how we so need to remind each other how special we are.
Oh my
because
God,
we
yeah.
don't realize it as we're living it.
Mm-hmm.
But from the outside perspective, from somebody who hasn't been in the industry, from somebody who's just a fan for all these years,
Right.
longing to be where I really wanted to be, but stuck, there's freaking Constance Marie.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
Selena's mom.
I had that moment too with
What?
her too.
Yeah.
When I saw her in real life, I was, because I watched a lot of the George Lopez show growing up. That was like literally like my lullaby. And so she was like the mom, the tia for everyone. And so when I saw her in person, I had a moment, like I just remember younger me be like, oh, okay, she's real. And then of course
real.
Selena. And
Yeah. No, it's classic. How do you?
Yeah.
So I just remember going, oh God. And I went to my I come from a very large union family in the Port of Los Angeles. I've been very vocal about that. We have almost, I want to say 7 generations in California.
Wow.
Yeah, we're Californians through and through. And it's because of good paying union jobs in the port that have allowed us to sustain and own property and be probably one of the last working middle class families that have survived.
Oh, wow.
Now, a little different with these tariffs and all that stuff, but we've survived, wars and strikes and a lot of things.
7 generations.
Yeah,
Wow.
a lot. So, Mexican and Filipino.
Okay.
So hearing about the strikes, I'm like, oh, I could feel like my soul going, get ready.
Yeah.
Like, get ready, girl. Your job is just beginning. But I was so scared because I'm like, they're not. Who am I?
I bet inside you were excited, nervous, and
all those things,
all that stuff.
all those things, and still very on shaky legs, like a giraffe that was just a baby giraffe because I just got out of this situation. No, very little friends, 2 or 3 friends, very isolated life. Although my soul is a creative, life circumstances had me real insecure. So I called my union brother, who's a tug captain in Hawaii. And I said, all right, this is the situation. Hollywood is on strike. Everyone's gone to shit. Like, all hell's breaking loose. And there's this group, and I don't know what to do. I want to go, but I'm nervous. And he goes, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Are you a SAG-AFTRA member? Yes. Well, then go show them what we're about, because I promise you they don't know. Artist unions aren't want to say they're not built the same, but they're definitely a little different.
Sure.
Because our jobs are not consistent,
Yeah.
right? So there's not really a lot of room for solidarity unless you need it, which is what we found.
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas other union jobs, this is their motto, this is their life, this is their story, this is who they are all the time, every day. He goes, go and just bring our energy as a family, as people, as Californians, as Mexican Americans to the picket line.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I'm nervous.
Oh.
Then I go see my grandpa, who I just lost.
Oh.
One of my best friends. That's okay. He's here right now.
Here. Yeah.
He's here right now talking to your dog. And he says, you have to. You have to. Because if history is going to be made, you need to be there in the front helping to make it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So my whole family, again, Mexican and Filipino American. We're very Americanized, but we're very proud of our roots, okay? We celebrate our culture with dance, music, food, all the things that are celebrated.
Yeah.
We're big on folklorico. We do flamenco. They're all artists.
Yes.
I show up to the picking line and I'm like, well, shit, where's all the Latinas? Flowers in my hair. Like, where's my maracas? I'm here with my castanets. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
We're artists. We're on the picket line. I probably looked absolutely crazy. And
No.
it's so funny because now they're like, Sara, really? You were so extra? And I'm like, no, we're going to do it. We showed up.
We're going to show up.
And so I remember showing up. I had my own sign. My hair's in a bun. I had big old earrings and I'm like bright red lips. Latina at your service, ready to go, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny. And I see Diana and Lisa, and Diana's hair, right?
Yes.
And she's so fierce in the front,
Yeah,
and she's just like badass. Like, here I am.
Yeah.
And I look at her, and I'm nervous. I see Jess Garcia, and I'm oh, let me look the other way because I'm nervous. I see Constance. I put my head down. I'm like, and Diana looks at me, and I just said hi, and something in her soul recognized that I was really probably scared, but I had a fire in me. She goes, hi, and gave me a hug. And then the next time I came back and I saw Brisa Covarrubias, who was amazing, from Carson. I didn't even know that. We could have been carpooling the whole time because she's from the South Bay.
Okay.
And we had our Mexican flags on. She takes me in. And then little by little, they're all embracing me and we're falling in love. Like, and I just went, I remember the day specifically. It was like my third time going to the strike. And I'm just like,
oh man.
Like I'm back home.
Yeah.
And I know we're all broke and I know we're like suffering. And I know this is probably not the best situation. But damn, I felt like I was home again. And I found my people. And I haven't let go of any of them since.
Wow.
Truly. And so from there, it just grew and grew and grew. Keep in mind, I am very much well aware that I am probably the girl with the least amount of credits and the new kid on campus. But what I brought with just my family legacy, my history, and my knowledge of the unions stood. And so now that we're an official platform, they named me the labor liaison.
Ah, girl.
Yeah. Thank you.
Round of applause.
Thank
That is
you.
amazing.
Thank you. So
I did want to ask what are you doing with Lau?
Okay.
Because I signed up this year I registered.
I'm so glad you signed up. Hell yes. Yes.
Yes, because
That's fantastic.
I had a moment, and I'm very much like I'm a homebody. I like to
Me
be home,
too.
and sometimes it does take someone to be like, Nana, put your shoes on, let's go.
Me too.
I need that sometimes. And and then when I get all upset, I'm cooped up at home. It's like, oh, nobody likes me. It's like, yeah, girl, because you're not putting yourself out there. Like it goes both ways. You can have a friend to say like, hey, let's go out, but then at the same time, I have to show up. I can't expect to be picked up every day. Anyways.
Yes. Okay, I get relatable.
So, yeah. And I remember seeing like one of the activities, I don't know if it was a yoga class or the salsa, something. And I just had this like FOMO feeling. And I was like, you know what? I'm broke, but I'm gonna put some money in there and attend to the events as much as I can. Because kind of like, how you were explaining earlier, sure, it's terrifying to put yourself in new spaces in front of people, with very little, almost no credit. I get that. I understand that 100%. We're going to have to do it at some point. Because if not,
we have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm so glad you joined. This makes me happy. And I'm a homebody too.
Yeah.
My happy place is home in my
yeah.
sweats, doing domesticated stuff
Mm.
and still being like
Yeah.
just mom and wife to myself. And I love doing that.
Ooh, wife to
Hell
myself.
yeah. And I treat myself so good too.
Good for you.
I'm not anti-marriage. There will be a husband, but right now
Yes.
I'm like the
you come
best partner
first.
to
Yes.
myself. Absolutely. So if ever you need that pull, you just call me.
I will.
I will pick you up in my sweats, hair in a bun.
Sounds good.
I'm so glad you joined. So Latinas Acting Up has grown into this amazing platform. And okay, they made me the labor liaison. And so that inspired me to not only obviously step into the role, but I went back to school. I'm in school now for my master's degree in employment.
Wait, when did you get your bachelor's? Hold on a second.
Yes, I'm telling you, I'm my own best friend now. So I got my associates for paralegal studies from the American Bar Association, okay? Because I'm like, if I'm going to be out in the world by myself for the first time, I'm going to know my stuff and I'm going to protect myself legally because nobody's going to ever do me dirty again.
Yes.
Okay?
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got that. And then I'm like, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. I need to like show my kids. Because here's another thing.
I love that. It's not enough.
It's not. It doesn't feel like enough. My brain has like 500 channels on all the time. And they're always occupied. My daughters are at this point 17 and 15. And now by this time, the dad's out of the picture, like gone. Okay. My daughter goes, well, I don't technically have to go to college. You really can't tell me because you didn't finish. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Watch this. Get back in school.
Yeah.
A year and a half later, I got my bachelor's in business management. I said, tell me something now, girl.
Good for you.
Now what? And now, I realized very quickly they can't depend on one parent. So they're going to depend on me. And whatever I allow, they will allow. Whatever I do, they will do. But they will not have an excuse to say they can't achieve because I'm going to go get it all.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's always been my mission. I'm a mother first. That's what keeps me going. And I think that's what's like giving me the nerve to just get on the carpet and say hi to Eva and Sophia. Like, hi, let me get in the picture with you because my daughters are watching.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Do you notice that I'm not nervous up there and I'm a nobody. I'm like, they credit me and guest. And I'm like, screw it, I don't care.
You'll take it.
I'm like, Sonia, Sylvia, look, there's your mama right there next to Sofia Vergara. Real women have curves. What's up? Let's go.
Which we have to talk about it. Let's
yes,
put a pin on that because.
Oh, God. There's so much to talk about. Okay. So
continue.
Okay. Get my bachelor's and my kids get to see me cross the stage and get 2 degrees. Okay. And my kid, I look in the audience and they're crying. And I'm like, priceless.
Oh my God.
That's beautiful that they care, that they understood what that meant. Because a lot of kids, I don't think, would care.
So I promised myself I wouldn't give too much airtime to talk about like what I've been through because that's a waste of energy. But I will say this because there's context here. They saw me bruised, battered, beaten up, broken bones, concussions in the hospital. They saw it all. I've been through a lot. So that's why they were crying to see me cross that
That's
stage.
it.
That's right.
It.
They saw me at there's my mom.
Yeah.
And do you know what that's going to do for them?
Yeah.
Everything.
Like, that's beautiful.
Yes, freedom.
Oh, yeah.
Freedom. I broke cycles and I'm a cycle breaker. And it's not easy being a cycle breaker, but I love those girls. They didn't ask to be brought into this world by these 2 parents. This was something, I was 16 years old when I met that guy. What the hell do you know at 16, right? So I refused to let them continue that cycle.
Yeah.
And I did it for them.
Wow.
I did it for them. Not only that, now they have no excuse. You better achieve, kid.
Yeah.
You watch your mom. Your mom is fierce.
I hope right now that whoever is listening to this episode finds the strength to, remove themselves from situations like this and to understand that you're not alone. So this was incredible. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. And I'll tell you what worked. This is worthy of sharing. I'll tell you what I had to do, okay, in order to get out of that situation. It got to the point, I've always been very resilient. My dad is a military man, okay? So he raised me to have like the honor, the respect, the loyalty, the endurance. And that worked against me in the marriage because I stood too long and I tolerated too much. Okay. But what finally was my breaking point was I had bruises on my face and my head was swollen. And I just said, how the hell did it get this bad? Over time, abuse is tricky because there's so many layers to it. It's not just like, let me come home and beat your ass.
Right.
No, there's still love involved. There's family connections. There's a marriage. It's really hard to get out of a marriage because it's a legally binding contract. There's fear. There's control. There's manipulation. And it's like being in a cult. Your mind is taken over. And then when your mind is taken over, you just really can't get out.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even look in the mirror anymore. It was like my spirit finally broke, and it took that long for me to go, okay, now I don't have the fight in me. I don't have the fight to keep going. I don't have the fight to heal you anymore. I'm not your angel anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not. And now I'm suffering to the point where I don't even recognize myself. So I found a picture of myself, and this is good for any woman who's in this position, because there's a lot. There's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It's all too common. I found a 2nd grade picture of myself. 2nd grade, okay? And I looked at her innocence, and I looked in her eyes. I put it up on my mirror, and I looked at her and I said, I promise you this will not be in vain. I promise you. I literally had to talk to that little girl, and I said out loud, I said, God, I need a new life, and I surrender. And I will follow your path, and I will listen to you, and I will not ignore you like I have been to save one measly human being that doesn't deserve saving. I'm going to save myself because now my kids are really being affected.
Yeah.
A lot of it I kept hidden from them because they're there in school, and I don't want to hurt them. So they didn't really know how bad it was until you couldn't hide it anymore. Like they couldn't, it was on my face. And within 6 months of that prayer and looking at my picture every single day, a way was made. Another woman came in, and he was gone. And thank God for her.
Oh, wow.
What was meant to harm me saved me, and I filed for divorce the very next day, and I haven't looked back since.
Good for you.
So my advice to anybody in that position is to talk to your younger self.
Yeah.
Look at her picture. Look at your mom's picture. Do whatever it takes to find your reason to fight. Because I promise you that no individual, no human being, especially not somebody's dusty ass son, is worth losing your self-respect.
Yeah.
Marriage is so valuable.
It is.
It's so important. And it's taken for granted, and it's shamed, and it's people don't know what the hell they're doing, and marriage is sacred. It's sacred, and I think that's another reason I stood, because I believe in marriage.
Yeah.
So anyway, I think we wrapped that part up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you
good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure. It's important.
It is.
It's important, and I say this now because I don't want to take this with me everywhere I go. But it is important that women know, because guess what?
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm back in Hollywood. I did do that Bad Bunny commercial.
Yes.
And yes, I am. I'm staying. I'm staying until I'm where I want to be.
Good
And
for
that's what
you.
I've been through. Anything is possible.
I think you have to share your story.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Not only because it's you're kind of like reborn again,
Yeah.
but sharing stories can help other women.
Yes.
Like, because before I met Shane, I was also in an abusive relationship, and it took me forever to get out of there. And it was stories like this that reminded me, it's like, oh, 1, I'm not by myself. 2, if they got out, I can get out too.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So
Thank you. It's
keep
always a fine
sharing.
line, but thank you for giving me that space.
Mhm.
Yes. Thank you for giving me that space. Not only can you get out, you can thrive,
Mhm.
you can be happy, and you can pursue every single dream you want to check off on your box, including getting all your degrees if you want. I mean, it's not for everybody, but
Yeah.
I wanted it.
Yeah.
So
So then you got your bachelor's, and now
got my
you're
bachelor's,
getting your
and
master's.
as soon as they told me that they were creating a position in LAU for
Okay.
a labor liaison, I'm like, okay, well, let me be equipped and let me know what the hell I'm doing, and let me come with it. Because keep in mind, I have respect for all the strike captains that are already out there. All our LAU girls like Chelsea and Liza. I mean, they're badasses.
Yeah.
And Lisa. And I'm like, well, I want to bring more to the table for them to make us solid.
Yeah.
And so I enrolled at Rutgers University, which is in New Jersey. I'm doing the online classes, and they're all about like labor and employment. A bunch of badass instructors that like have been in
Wow.
unions in the labor movement for years. And I just finished my spring semester a couple days ago.
Wow.
Yes, I have 4 classes down. I have 8 more to go, and I'm loving it. It makes me feel good about myself.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, you're a badass.
Are you
Like,
kidding?
yeah,
Yeah.
past life is put on the shelf.
Mhm.
Thank God for that, but not for all of it. I'm making up for lost time very, very,
Yes,
very, very,
very
quickly,
quickly. Yeah,
very
you are.
quickly. And now I'm working on just trying to have my brain catch up with my reality, like
Mhm.
all the triggers and the like all
Mhm.
that, like
Mhm.
retraining my brain how to love correctly, how to be loved correctly, all that stuff. And
Mm.
that's something that I think survivors do not talk a lot about. They talk about how
Yeah.
to get out, and they talk
But
about,
they don't
oh,
talk
I'm gonna
about
go be
the
this and
yeah.
that, and that's great. You get all those degrees and all that. It was good for my ego. But until you do the inner work to
Yeah.
actually, as you
Yeah.
know, like receive healthy love. Yeah. So that's
Have
what
you
I'm
ever
working on
read the
now.
book Becoming Supernatural
No,
by Dr. Joe Dispenza?
no, but I will.
You definitely should, because like there's
Okay.
so much of what you're talking about that is just like
Really?
intersecting in like the stuff I'm reading about in this book and the things you've been through and like your growth. And I just think like this book would really speak to you
Okay.
and many people.
Can you text it to me later? Because I already
Absolutely.
forgot the
100%.
name.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
another thing
like
I
that.
realized. I'm like, I think I have ADHD.
Yeah. All good. All
On
good.
top
Same.
of everything else.
Girl,
I don't know if that's like common in creatives, but I will forget my train
think
of thought
it is,
so
actually.
fast.
Yeah, I've always said like our brains are computers,
Yeah.
and like we, especially in this business, have
Yeah.
so many lines casted out at all times. It's
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
hard to remember like certain things.
Yeah.
Lines with feeling, right? Because we can hear it,
Oof.
but like to take it in, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's,
Yeah,
you're
you're
gonna have to
absolutely
text-
right. Yeah, I will, 100%.
Okay, so tell us about the Sepulveda home.
Okay, let me see if I want to wrap up LAU.
Oh yes.
Hold on. Let's go back to that.
'Cause you're
okay. So yes, I have more to say because I'm so proud of our work. So on top of going back to school and getting the master's degree, which might take me longer than I anticipate because I'm enjoying it and taking my time.
Yeah, take your time.
I joined the Los Angeles Long Beach Harbor Labor Coalition, which is at the port. There's 45 unions represented. It's a coalition that gets together once a month to talk about their union, what's going on with their union, how they can help each other, support each other,
Mhm.
show solidarity. And so I'm the first SAG-AFTRA member to ever join, and I'm the only girl, I think, which is kind of cool. So I'm like, yeah,
Damn.
cool. I
Okay.
can do this. yeah. I'm like, then I feel like a total badass. Like
You
I'm in the
should.
room.
You
with, like,
are.
Yeah, thank you. I'm in the room with like Teamsters and carpenters and like longshoremen, and I'm like, yeah, what?
Like
I'm here.
I'm the
I'm an
actress.
actor. I'm here.
I'm the creator.
Yeah,
oh my god.
So we just did the labor parade. We do a labor parade every year. So if you guys are in town on Labor
Okay.
Day, that's a fun one
Okay.
because it's a different kind of unity. It's the middle working class people in all fields that come together to support one another. And it's so important, especially right now, because our union strength
Yeah.
is all we have right
Yeah.
now, right? Everything's coming for us. So I'm active with that, and I figure if I'm going to be in Hollywood and I'm going to bring more to the table than
Mhm.
just another face
Right.
or another
Right.
talent. I want to bring something collective to where we can all gain from it and
Mhm.
all advance and change the narrative to where it's not so much competition, especially amongst us women of color, because there's no time for that right
Yeah,
now. We don't
we
have
don't have time
time
for
for
that.
bullshit.
Mhm.
Sorry, I
No,
cuss
no,
a
you
lot.
can totally
Oh,
curse
you
here.
cuss?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's not me.
I'm
If I
surprised it's
can't-
taken this long.
Okay, because they say intelligent people love to drop F-bombs.
Oh yeah.
I must be really fucking smart. 'Cause
That makes me feel so much better about myself.
Yes, hell yes. I'm a cusser.
Let's
Sorry.
go.
Sometimes it just
Hey, on the
Let
count of 3,
out.
let's all let out one fuck. 1, 2, 3. Fuck.
Fuck.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yes. I'm comfortable now.
Yeah.
Let me have a sip of my belief.
Cafecito.
Yes, a black
Cafe
coffee.
Bustelo, right? Yeah. We got some Cafe Bustelo.
Mm-hmm.
Should get a sponsor.
Thank
Cafe
you.
Bustelo.
Yeah, no, we
hey.
actually should. I don't know if that's a Latina thing or what, but My great grandma used to drink black coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom said she would just smell it. Like she just remembers her as a little girl. Just
Yeah.
and so like, I love black coffee.
I
That's-
think
that's
it's
the
like
thing.
deep in our. I mean, think about like our DNA and our ancestors and our culture. Like how many people for hundreds and hundreds of years have drank coffee. So
Yeah.
like I think when you even just smell it, there's
Yeah,
something
good feeling.
activated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And this is a
deeper.
good brand. Yeah, I don't like creamer. That's a waste of my time. It's like,
100%.
why? And if I'm gonna get the calories in the morning, put a donut next to this. Don't give me some.
That's
junk
what I'm
food.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey!
It's Shane's language right there.
Right?
But no, there's really good places in Los Angeles.
Oh, bless
Bruce,
you,
you said?
Brucey. Yeah,
Bruce?
Bruce.
Oh, Bruce. You're
I
special.
know.
Okay, so you like fan? Okay, I'll bring that next time. I just like glaze or like
Glaze.
or like
You're simple.
crumb cake. What do you
Okay.
like?
I'm more of a croissant person.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, give
You've
me
been to
a-
France, huh?
A long time ago,
Oh,
but
I'd like to go to Paris.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then well, in Italy they have the little brioche, which is like a donut but it has cream inside.
Uh-huh.
But
Bruce,
I
make
do
me
love.
that.
I know he's so cute. But I love dipping my croissant in the coffee,
yeah.
con cafecito,
Yeah.
or just bread.
Yeah.
El pan sobao with mantequilla.
I think we need to take a trip.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. I agree. I
I'm already
agree.
stealing your wife.
Fine.
Um,
Keep her.
so I want to talk about LAU a little more.
Mhm.
So I'm all into the labor movement and learning as much as I can while we're auditioning and there's no work. I'm like, oh, it keeps myself busy. I signed up to go to Labor Notes, which is a huge convention in Chicago of all the union leaders.
Okay.
Like you got the Sean O'Brien, you got the, all the really big names that you see on the news. All the head of the unions are there. And it's a big convention. And I'm like, I want to go just for my own knowledge, for fun. So it's my first time to Chicago, and I'm like, I'm independent now. I'm gonna just bye, like a bye.
Wow.
So I go, and then before I left, I talked to Deanna and Lisa, and she's like, well, why don't we open a chapter there and like plan something? And I'm like, well, I can't do it by myself. I'm not. They're gonna be like, who are you? So she came, and it was kind of like a put together at the last minute, and she planned with Alex Meneses and Melissa Dupree, Boom Boom, who I love, and all the amazing hermanas we have in Chicago. By the way, do you know any of those girls in Chicago?
In Chicago, no.
Oh my God, they are badass.
Really?
Women. Yes, like strong, ready,
Wow.
supportive, amazing Latinas.
Okay.
And I'm you'll have to go with us next time we go.
I would love to.
Yes, because it's changed, I think, the trajectory of LAU. It made us stronger. Chicago people have this like strength because they have to deal with that crappy, crazy weather, but they love it.
Yeah.
And it just toughens them. And so the actors out there, girl,
No
they don't
BS,
play.
no
BS,
bullshit.
no BS.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, these are the kind of girls I was raised with.
Okay.
Like, the girls
Yeah.
where I live in the port, they're all like longshore. These girls are tough. So we had the most amazing weekend in Chicago. And again, I kept reminding everybody it's about solidarity. Remember that word, solidarity. Because if you say sisterhood, that's great.
Yeah.
But solidarity is bigger. Solidarity is a union, the mantra. An injury to one is an injury to all. I'm trying to remind everybody, like, we are a union. And if not, you're not in the union, you're a union pursuant. So guess what? Support us. And we will always have that shield to be like, that's us, right? The union is what we make of it. We are the union. So I brought a lot of that energy, and it's sustained.
Wow.
And I love them, and they're amazing. They got their own thing going. Now they have their own cafecitos. They have their own events. They have their own meetings. It's great. And friendships, and collaborations. And so from the strike, we're doing it.
Look at that.
We're freaking doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Fast forward a year later, New York. Girl. I know. I know.
You have no idea.
Everybody was
think
like, how the hell? Hold on.
Who did I think I texted Gina or something, or I even texted Shane. I was like, oh yes, that's what I texted you, because it was Eva Longoria's. She was in you were in the post. I remember
I was with my green hat.
Just because I auditioned for Real Women Have Curves, and I remember talking to Josefina about it, who wrote Real Women Have Curves, Josefina Lopez. And so like I had this, I don't know, like it was a really good audition in the sense of like, not that I was like amazing. No, I mean it like the music was beautiful. The sites that I got were so
Mhm.
powerful. Just reading about it, and of course I watched the movie and thinking, oh my God, this is Josefina, who I'm working at Casa now, while I was doing Hunchback. And knowing what Josefina is all about and her story, I just felt like this pride in me, just to go in and send in a tape.
Yes. That's an
And then
artist.
when I see it happening and it's having all of this success. And I remember sending it to Shane. I'm like, I cannot wait to be in this room.
Yeah, that's right.
And you were in the
I
picture.
was in the freaking room.
So, okay.
They didn't know who I was. Nobody knew my name. And okay, so
Yet.
let me tell you, because
Mhm.
I'm sure there was a lot of how the heck did she get there?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make it very clear. I totally invited myself.
Hell yeah. I would invite myself
You know what?
too.
Hold on. I have a little money. I want to. I called Diana. I said, Diana, I would love to experience this with you guys for myself and my daughters.
Mm.
I have never been the girl to come into Hollywood and
Yeah.
kiss ass to everybody.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that's a misconception if you think knowing somebody's going to get you somewhere. It's not.
Right.
We're working
Mhm.
so hard, and this is what I learned really fast. All the Latinos in Hollywood are working so damn hard to
Yeah.
sustain what they have. There's no time to look left and right.
Mhm.
Let's just go forward
Yes.
together. Okay. So I knew that quickly, and I think that comes across as being genuine because I don't care. I either like you or I don't.
Right.
I don't care who you are.
Yes.
Sorry. But I'm going to give you my best. So I can say that.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Diana, I would love to go if you're going to open up this chapter. Now, I didn't know they were going to go to all these shows. I said, if you're going to open up the LAU chapter in New York, I would love to go, keep me in mind. And she's like, of course.
Oh.
And then Alex Meneses was like, girl, why do you think that they wouldn't? I'm like, because you guys forget who you are and I
Yeah.
don't. Okay. So my mom's like, go. And so she helped me with my daughters, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm about to go to New York with Gina Torres and forget Angelique. And then I find out that they're going to go to see Curves.
Okay.
To see Justina.
Oh, because this was, so you didn't know that you were going to go see the show.
Of course not. Until Diana goes, well, hey, girl, while you're coming, we have this whole thing. And I'm like, oh, she goes, do you want to join? And I'm like, are you kidding? And I looked in the mirror. At that point. She doesn't know how much it's meant to me. Is this the camera? Where's the camera? I didn't.
Yeah,
Yours
these
is
three.
there.
Yours is
hi.
that one. Yeah.
Does my dress look pretty?
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Okay, good. Diana does not know this, but after she said yes, and she'd probably laugh her ass off right now, I looked in the mirror and I was like, "Bad bitch! That's right. That's right. That's where you're gonna go right." And I thought about that woman who was looking at her second grade picture, and I was like, "That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. Don't worry about what anybody says. Don't worry about any jealous haters. Don't worry about these little Hollywood girls that are like, who cares? Go for the experience for yourself, that girl in the picture, and your daughters." And that's what I did.
Wow.
So we go. The first night, I'm supposed to go see Chicago with Ashley Graham, which is amazing because I love that she's a thick girl.
Yes.
Yes.
Was she New York or Chicago?
She was in New York, but she was doing Chicago Rock.
No, I thought she was opening in Chicago.
No, she was in New York.
She's in New York.
And
okay.
I buy tickets, and I'm going to go with Alex Meneses, who's amazing. I don't know if you met her yet,
Yes.
but she's so
I
lovely.
met her.
She's turned out to be a dear friend, and I met her in Chicago.
I don't think I've met her.
She's
No, I haven't.
So real.
Yes.
And I love that because, we're in Hollywood.
Mhm.
And we were going to go see, by the way, I'm going to take it back a little bit. Years ago, I made a vision board. And on the vision board was a lot of names.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was Ashley Graham. And because I love that she's a
Yes.
curvy, I'm a curvy woman. I love being a curvy, voluptuous woman. She's a curvy,
She's a
voluptuous
curvy,
woman.
yeah.
And there's not a lot of representation. So I always was, damn, she's a baddie, right? She's on my vision board. And then I'm like, I get tickets to see her in Chicago. And I'm like, or in New York to play Roxy Hart. I'm like, oh my God, this is cool. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. So I make these plans. And then Alex calls me and says, hey, Eva's in town. Yeah. I'm like, does it get
First name basis.
Yeah,
Eva.
Yeah. And I'm like, Longoria?
What Eva?
Yeah, she goes, I'm like, I'm sorry, who? And she goes, we're gonna go to. We got invited to a private screening of her show with CNN to see Searching for Spain.
I know.
Yeah,
This
she
just
goes.
keeps getting
No, it keeps
better.
getting better. I swear, I'm living this life that I'm like, yes, thank you, God, thank you. I was brave. And she said, and then there's a private party after. Would you like to come? And I'm like, it's tonight. It's either that or you go see Ashley Graham on Broadway. And I was like, yeah, I
Oh.
think I'm gonna go with you to
Yeah.
see Eva.
Yeah. I would
Right?
have
We're
done the
Latinas
same.
acting out. I'm
Mhm.
in New York.
Yes.
So I'm dressed. I don't know if you saw the pictures. I have a green beret.
I
I have a green beret and a green jumpsuit because I think I'm gonna go see Chicago.
I think I remember.
So I was already ready to take my Chicago
and all that jazz.
I swear to God, I was like, all that jazz. And I'm like, this is great. Ashley's gonna see my hat, and I'm gonna get a picture with her after. Oh no, there I go, and it says Searching for Spain, Eva Longoria. And I'm like, screw it, I'm coming with my green hat. I don't have a choice. I only packed so much. I meet her again. It's the third time I met her through Diana. She's lovely. She's lovely.
Mm.
And once you see people that have like really succeeded, they're just working their asses off.
Yeah.
And they're trying to sustain what they have.
Mm.
And so it really puts your perspective on things. It shifts your perspective.
Okay.
Number one, I realized it takes a whole lot of work to get there. Number two,
Mhm.
she doesn't owe anybody anything. So you hear like, you just hear like regular people like, well, we don't help each other enough. Well, guess what? They're trying to hang on to what they
Yeah.
have. And they do
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
And then I realized what a philanthropist she is.
Oh yes.
And I'm just like, so much respect. Just to be in the room with people that.
And I think a lot of people, like when you get into that position, like just because they may not be helping you, you don't know how many people they have helped or are helping or are employing. Like you can't help everyone. You can only do what you can and take care of yourself.
That's right. And in learning more about her and just seeing how she operates, it's like, damn, so much respect.
Yeah.
So much respect and honor to be amongst these people,
Mhm.
but also aspirational because I'm like, well, you know what? Again, I'm a mom on a mission, so keep going.
Wow.
Keep going. It just inspired me. And I wasn't uncomfortable, which was really cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Now listen,
Beautiful.
I'm gonna say this publicly
Wow.
because I don't give a shit right now.
Yeah.
Okay. I was not uncomfortable. I was not intimidated. I did not feel like I didn't belong there. I felt so comfortable. Like
That's energy. You were energetically supposed to be
that's
there.
right. Yes, I was.
Oh my God.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. And anytime the thought even crossed my mind, I just remember
It's like,
what I've been through. Like,
Yeah.
no, that woman deserves to be right the look here.
Yes.
And that's where I ended up. So she's amazing. And I met all these like people that I used to just sit and watch at home and just go, oh well, there goes that life because I can't get out of this.
Mm.
You know? And I had this vision board, and you should have seen the names on this vision board. They're being like crossed off as we go, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's happening. I'm making it happen because I surrendered.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah.
And so, by the way, I did not have a lot of money before asking to go on this trip, and I got 2 last-minute bookings for weddings, and it was just cha-ching, and I'm like, there it is. And I told my mom, because she's like, you're spending a lot this year. You need to slow down. It's a family business. And I'm like, okay, tell you what, lady. I said, if I get 2 bookings and it doesn't affect anything else, I'm freaking going. She goes, oh no, we'll make it happen. I'm not saying you're not going to go.
Oh,
My mom's a big time manifestor too. I'm very blessed to have a beautiful mother.
that's amazing.
She said, but I'm just letting you know, like it has to come and it has to fall on your lap. And it did. And all these opportunities and I mean, hey, so I'm not going to waste them. I'm here
Yeah,
I'm here to sustain. I'm here to build
Uh-huh.
a career, but I'm also here to make positive change. I really am, because I'm not going to waste it. I feel like if we put our energy and our magic into anything,
Oh my.
anything, it's going to multiply.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be here, I'm going to help. I'm going to build solidarity. I'm going to just promote as much as I can and get a piece of pie, because that's my dream.
Yeah.
So the next day, it gets even better. I'm like, what the hell? Listen, this is a fun story. This one's funny. Oh God. This one's funny. Real women have curves. Okay.
Who's like only nominated for 4
Fucking
Tonys, I think.
ridiculous.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be getting more too.
Agree.
No, it's so good. Okay. Before the show, oh, there's a dinner planned. Sara, meet us downstairs. Okay. And I have one tight dress because I was like, oh, I'm gonna go see real women have curves. Oh, I got curves. Let me just do it, right? Let me just do it up. And I never show like I'm still very modest. I still walk around like a like covered up, right? And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Girl, let's do this, right? Let's do it.
Cover yourself.
This is all real.
I still show myself and I'm married.
No, I'm very okay. I think that comes from having like 2 older brothers and like being the
okay,
youngest
sure.
girl.
Yeah.
So my dad used to always tell me, listen, girlfriend, right? You can leave a lot to the imagination and show your form. You don't need to show all your skin. So it's a little bit of that toxic stuff, but it's worked for me though.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna do it. So I tried. I felt cute, right? we go to dinner. Gloria Kellett. I'm like,
Yes, Gloria.
and I like, she's so nice, but yeah, of course, my knees are like, oh damn.
Yeah.
I walk in. There's Gina. Gina's a love. Have you met Gina Torres?
No, I met her at the
She's so
during
awesome
the picnic. She is
and
Yeah.
humble.
She's so humble.
Humble.
I remember I went up to
such
her and
a
I was like,
badass and so humble.
I was like,
I
I love your rose, and she's like, thank you, and I
You're
was
like,
like,
I love you. I know. I know. And she's the nicest. If ever there was, I mean, I'm just really lucky because to get a up close view on these successful people
Mhm.
and actually see how kind they are, oh, it's like really nice. So there's Gina, there's Gloria, right? And I'm like, all right, keep your cool. You look cute.
Yeah.
Calm down. We're good. It's a Cuban restaurant. We go and sit down, and there's a big table. And I decide to be brave, right? Not knowing who else is going to come. And I sit in the middle. I'm like, it was strategic, right?
Yes.
It was a power move a little bit because
Yes.
I needed to like up my ante. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I'm giving away my secrets. I don't care, right? And Diana comes in and she's like, "Oh, Sara." She called me out. She goes, "Don't mind her. She's betting. And it's true because from day one on the picket line, like again, I just got out of hell.
Mm.
I don't have time
Yeah,
to be mean
yeah.
girls. And I don't care what your bank account says.
Mhm.
I don't care how many credits you have. Are you a good human being?
Ooh,
100%.
there it is.
And if that's the
Mhm.
change I bring to Hollywood on
Yes.
set, oh fucking well.
100%.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be real with me. I'm gonna be real with you. But the minute I don't feel
Yeah.
that you are, I'm gonna put you in a position in my head. Okay.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So I sit in the middle. Gloria, Elsa Marie Collins is right there, right? All these Broadway stars next to me. Diana, and in comes Lisa, Gina. I'm just in the middle. And I'm just listening to every conversation like, oh, this is how this works. Okay, I
Yeah.
think I can hang with this. I kind of like this lifestyle. Let me see. All this food comes out, and I'm not shy, clearly. I'm like, let me have one of these. I'll
Yeah.
take one of these. Right? In walks Sofia Vergara.
Yes, with her black and white dress.
Yes.
Yes.
And all her curves. And I'm like, thank God I'm showing Kiki right now because I feel like, and I look, and I like, holy shit.
I love that I remember the color of the dress she was wearing. It was like
She
a
looked
black
so
dress
beautiful.
or a black and white dress.
Holy shit.
A strapless too.
And I had an empanada in front of me, right? And I went like this, took a bite, put it down, and grabbed my phone, and I sent a group text to my brothers, my 2 older brothers, and all my cousins, my guy cousins, okay? Because I have a lot of like men around me. I said, I'm sitting at a table with so and so and so and so and so and so. And Sofia Vergara is to my right. And last night I was chatting it up with Eva Longoria. I said,
sick.
love this new life. Fuck the old one.
Mm.
And then I sent a picture of one of the something. I said, and I fit right in. And they were like, yeah, you're a badass.
So cool.
My brothers were like, what? And then my one cousin who's divorced, he's like, give her my number. I'm like, okay, I gotta
Yeah,
go. Bye."
right.
Yeah.
That is so
Yeah, right.
funny. We're
It was
Wow.
a pinch me moment, and I was like,
Yeah.
I have to share it
Yeah.
with the men in my life.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And like what you were able to accomplish to create a new reality for yourself.
Yeah.
Like that is
Mhm.
so beautiful and so inspiring. And we are like limited on time, but can you please come back because
Do
there's
you see how
Oh
much
my
we can
God,
talk?
yeah.
I get
like-
deep, and I don't do small talk. Like we're gonna get deep.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
please come back
Yeah.
because there's so much more like we didn't even cover, but like that's the beauty of these kinds of things is we went in so many different directions that we weren't even expecting.
Yes.
But yeah.
But I mean, I also want to highlight that you made a choice. You or not made a choice. You hold on. Let me take it back.
She did make a choice.
You-
Yeah.
Exactly. You made a choice in your life. You
Yeah.
chose that this life doesn't serve you anymore, and you respected the second grade little girl that you were looking at.
Yeah.
And I do that too. I go back and I look at my younger self
Love
just
that.
to remind myself, like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Blah, blah, blah. And you took the risk to change your life.
Yep.
And in a matter of a couple of years,
That's
really.
it. Matter of from the moment it was 4 years till
Yeah.
right now. I'm sitting here with
Just
you.
a few years.
That's it.
Look how much has changed and
Yeah.
has come your way because you surrendered. And I love that
Yes.
word. And that's only the
The
beginning.
beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. I'm
What-
so excited, and I'm not going anywhere. Get used to me. Get
What-
used to all this. 'Cause it
What's
ain't
really
going
like beautiful is like to piggyback off what you're saying, Gabby, is I think everybody, it's all these little decisions and effort that we make to create these realities that we want. But like, if you could honestly visualize it, like you said, it's like protecting that child within you, but then going on the path to meet your older self that's like waiting. It's like, come here. Like I'm
you
waiting for
called
you.
it. That's
Like,
beautiful,
and
huh?
that the whatever version, that older version of you that you want to be is real.
Yep.
You just have to go to it.
That's it.
He's waiting. She's waiting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like,
And sorry to interrupt you, but you just said he's waiting, and I will just say this: I am putting it out there. There will be a husband there that.
oh,
he's
sure.
waiting too.
Yeah,
He is
absolutely. If
waiting
if
too.
it's something you
I'm
want,
not a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm a wife.
Mhm.
So
if
my
it's something
husband
you
will-
want,
Yeah, of course, I want a do-over.
absolutely.
That didn't count.
Absolutely. That didn't
That was some
count.
shit. That did
Yeah.
not count. I
That's
want a
not
do-over.
you. That's that's
Yeah,
not the
no, I want a
representation of who
do-over.
you are. Okay, honestly, I would love for you to come back because
I
there's
will.
so
Oh,
much
please.
that we still
I
have
mean,
to talk
as
We
soon
about.
have
as-
a lot to talk about.
As soon as
Yeah.
even next week, if you want.
I mean,
will.
even
I'll totally
you and
come
I
back.
have to do cafecito outside
Yes.
of here.
We'll have like an official coffee setup next week if you come back.
I will
I
come
like
back
that.
because I
I
want to
like
talk about
that.
Sepulveda home too.
Yes.
And how we
Oh
can
my
help
God,
you.
yeah.
And,
I mean-
and by the way, this skirt is cute.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So old.
It's cute.
Thank you. But before we go, we have this one question that we ask all of our
Okay.
guests. If you were stuck in an island, on a deserted island, what are 3 things that you would bring with you?
And I'm by myself.
And you're by
clearly
yourself.
Deserted. Okay. So deserted doesn't scare me. So I would take a raft, a fucking paddle, and a flare gun because I'm gonna get the fuck
Get out of there. That's funny. Nobody's ever said
I will
that.
find my
Everybody's
way
always
out.
said that
Yes.
says so much about you
Yeah.
because you got yourself out of a rough
right.
situation. So
Yeah.
that's your first
Amen.
instinct. So many people that have answered this question they stay there.
They stay in the
Oh,
island.
wow.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
that
a
is
really
so
deep
true.
answer.
Well, that's
All right. Well,
Thank
our
you.
listeners, follow me at Gabby Gaps on Instagram.
Yes.
Follow Sara at
Littleport Productions LLC.
Yeah, and
Woo.
check out my
Thank
song
you.
Deep End by Carmen G, available on Apple Music, Spotify, and other platforms. Don't forget our apparel at afterweshop.com. And you can also find items from my boutique, Maruka & Co.
Ooh.
And we want to give a special shout out to our after party over at Patreon, both VIP and Backstage Pass. You can join the party now at patreon.com after we wrap show. Sorry, patreon.com/after we wrap show. One of these days. Oh, no, I think I've got it right.
That's a lot.
I know it
And
is
it's
a lot.
okay. We got it.
Sara Portillo, everyone. She's gonna come back. We're gonna do
Yeah,
part
no,
2.
we're gonna do this again. We have part
yes.
two. Part 2.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.